It probably says that I don't have enough going on in my life, but I'm really excited about showing this next feature, and it is to be able to bring in snazzy maps, which I've only known about recently. I don't know why I haven't picked this up sooner. But these are really advanced, customized, stylish map designs that we can bring into Google Maps and most importantly into Squarespace Maps. And we're going to be doing this the easy way and the most customizable way, and that is by purchasing and installing the Squarespace Interactive Maps plugin by Square Websites. And there's a link in the description that takes you to my affiliate link, which of course will help me create more tutorials like this completely for free. And it's $70 for a one-off site. I believe there's a commercial license as well. So if you want to build loads of professional websites using these advanced features, again, you can purchase those licenses and save money in the long run. But the reason this feature is important is if we go to a design that I started in the previous tutorial, and you should be able to access the playlist as well if you want to get up to speed in how to install this plugin. I'm going to click edit here and I'm going to go down to this map. We can see we've expanded it to the full height of the frame. And if I double click on it, by standard in Squarespace, we get two tabs. We get one for content and one for design. But not only do we have two extra tabs, which allow us to put multiple markers in place and also customize the markers and even put pop-ups with photos for each of the map pins or markers, as in this one here, that appear. So a full toolkit of customizations for it. We also have additional features within, say, the Design tab. We can, which is what we're going to be covering in just a second, the Snazzy Style section, and we can set the zoom level of the map, which is much easier than the fiddly way of trying to do it with the standard Squarespace Map tool. Because this is built on Google Maps, and I really like the stock Squarespace styles, but if we're building hundreds of websites like I have, I think we're probably in our studio getting on for 500 Squarespace sites, sometimes it's nice to have a bit of a refresh, especially when we're building bespoke look and feel. So we've got this map here that we're going to be bringing in as our example, a really minimalist black and white heavy line map that I think looks fabulous. But what will happen is we'll go to Snazzy Maps. This is a free site, and we find a map style that we're really happy with that matches the color palette of our site. And once we found a design that we're happy with, as in this one here, we copy the URL, so the full address in the address bar, and then we're going to paste this. And because I'd already tried it before when testing it, I don't need to click on the fetch Snazzy style, but if it doesn't show up straight away, then I'd recommend doing that. And we can see that that map style is looking really nice. The pointer has just adjusted from dark mode to light mode. We just needed to wait a few seconds and be patient with that, something I don't have an abundance of. And what we're going to do now is going to edit the section, and maybe I'm going to add a little bit of a gap. So let's say I want to, I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to change that gap section entirely. What I am going to do though is I'm going to change the height. So roughly it matches the width. And this will become apparent in a bit, hopefully. I'm going to go back to there. So what I want is to be able to bring the map down so there's a strong border around it. And I want that gap from this point to the top to be roughly the same as the width here. So we'll try that. It might need to go up to, say, 20 for it to work properly. And I'm going to make this map smaller. Don't need to be quite that chunky. And I'm going to bring that down, and I'm going to give it a gap at the bottom so this map sits in nicely there. I'm also going to bring it in from the side. And now what I'm going to do is go to edit section. I'm going to change the colors to either light, or actually I think I'm going to go lightest. So we can see that there's a frame appearing around that map. What I'm going to do now is add shapes to the left. I go full height and full width. So we're creating this Polaroid style frame around the map. Remember to put our block to the back, our contact details placeholder to go there, and I can make that a bit shorter. That's the edge of the content area. So what I'm going to do is just bring the map in one more, bring this in one more. Sometimes we've got to go past the point until we see the next blue line there, and then that's repositioned that block. And that means I can bring that text block out to be a little bit wider. So we've got a longer address. Once I've done that, I can duplicate this section. And this is just a guide to show how we can use the Snazzy map styling to create some nice advanced map area designs. Bring that in. Bring that bit up. And there we have it, a Polaroid style map section with content for the contact details to the left of it. And let's save that, exit out. And yeah, that looks really nice, really minimalist. Our map pointer's disappeared. It could be because I haven't actually set a location in there, it's the default one, but we can have a play around with that. As soon as we zoom into a certain level, we can see those really chunky, thick, heavy lines for motorways and then thinner lines for street roads. I think that's gorgeous. I think it really fits a monochromatic site style. But now we're going to do two more things. One, we're going to just check this on mobile view to make sure it's adapting really nicely. So there'll be a bit of editing to do because we've added shapes in, and that means we've just got a little bit of fine tuning to do on mobile view. So I'm going to snap that grey block to either side. I'm going to move our address up over the grey block, if it will behave. And if it's not appearing, we just need to move it forward. I'm going to go for the same effect here, but we can see the borders are narrower. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of trim at the bottom. Let's finish off that section and bring the next section up. We could decide on mobile to maybe just reduce the width of this text block and bring it in. Although that might start to float in the middle of nowhere. It's about getting the look and feel to something that we want. That works well there, but I think if I had a longer title, it might not look as good, but we'll just go with that. So there's our map. We can save it at this point, working on both desktop and mobile view. Next up, let's try a different map. So I'm going to head over to Snazzy Maps. Let's explore some more maps on here. If you're anything like me, you might end up getting completely lost in all of the different map styles. One of the downsides of this being a free site is you can get pop-ups every now and again. But I think for the benefits we get, we can live with that. Okay, so let's keep skipping through. Ooh, yellow lines. Let's go with that one. So we go onto the page, and once again, we copy the URL once the pop-up's gone. Head over to Squarespace, double-click on the map. Go into the Design tab, and from here we can select all on the map theme and paste a new one in, and then click to fetch the Snazzy style. And there we go. Now we can decide to change the color of this section entirely again. And we could go with that bright option, go for a very different look and feel. Or let's go for darkest, or dark 2 actually. And let's change the color of each of these blocks either side of that frame. Okay, by just changing that, we can get a very different look and feel for our map. Of course, we can change its positioning in that section and the size of it, but we can zoom in and out by holding Command on, I'm on a MacBook, to navigate around the map. I want to hear what you think. Is there any styles that you've seen on Snazzy Styles? I'm really late to the party on that one. And also, are you as excited about using this tool as I certainly am? Hope you found this helpful. Again, I've got my affiliate link in the description. Please help me out and link through to that if you're interested in purchasing this plugin. I've been using this map plugin for about a month on various projects, and if I'd have known about it sooner, I'd have been able to take on more studio projects for my clients over previous years. So hopefully this video will help you find it soon enough so you can get the most from it as well. And next up, we're going to be starting to style the map pointer and various other styling options for this tool. I'll see you in a bit.